What's going on, guys? It's John. I have a really funny idea. What if we ask ChatGPT to make us a tier list of all 116 Clash Royale cards from S tier to F tier based on what's the most cringe to play against in S tier and the most enjoyable to play against are fair in F tier? I'd love to see what ChatGPT has to say. And after the list, I'm going to test out the most cringe deck and see how toxic we can be. And then I'm also going to test out the most fair to see if you guys agree with ChatGPT. Let's go. Starting off in the F tier of most enjoyable or least cringe to play against is the Elixir Collector. I can respect it. When I see it, I'm not devastated, but that's just me. Up next, we have the Bomb Tower in F tier as not as cringe either. There it is. There's the Bomb Tower. So it says Bomb Tower as well as not as cringe. It says especially for Storm Control, it makes sense. Up next, Spear Goblins. I would say they're fair. They're not crazy. I mean, they do some damage, but a lot of times we can just ignore them. But it's also fun to use as well. Next, we have an evolution coming up in November for the Musketeer. I would say it's balanced. I see the comments on Reddit and all over. People say it's the most balanced Evo to come out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But if these are what's in F tier so far, I really can't wait to see what's in S tier. So go ahead and keep watching till the end. Along with Musketeer is Mega Minion. So Mega Minion, I feel like it's not as crazy as well. Dies to Fireball, or does it? Overall, Mega Minion's not too frustrating to play against. I agree with this as well. Interesting that it put Zap and Log together. So I would say that Zap definitely isn't cringe to play. Like if somebody zaps it, you're fine. Log, I would say when it comes to the skills of a card, Log's got to be S tier. But for this, most fair or not as cringe to play against, I agree. If somebody has a log, I'm just like, whatever. People have arrows, they have logs all the time, so surely arrows should be coming up soon too, right? And lastly, least cringe to play against is Ice Golem. That's iffy. I'm not really sure if I agree with that one. It is obviously not a huge deal, but sometimes whenever they pull our troops away, it really is annoying with the kite. And skeletons. Let's be honest, Little Larrys, we're expecting them all the time, especially with their evolutions. But that's F tier. Let me know again if you guys are agreeing with ChatGPT or not. Up next in D tier, we have the Tesla, Bats, and Ice Spirit. Tesla, Bats, and Ice Spirit so far. I feel like these aren't really that cringe either. They're maybe a little more than the F tier cards, but I think that's not too bad so far. Then we have Dark Goblin, Tombstone, and the Cannon, which is also getting an evolution next month as well. I'm pretty amazed at how they did that evolution. The card evolution really has nothing to do with the card itself. Maybe there's some lore behind it. I don't really know. It just has it raining fireballs from heaven whenever you place the evolution cannon down. But I would say these I don't necessarily wholly agree with, because specifically the Dark Goblin, let's be real, that's more like a C or a B in my opinion. These two though, to finalize the D tier, I can agree with. Archers and Knights, I feel like, yeah, they belong in D or F. They're pretty simple to play against. You kind of expect them. They're classic cards. Starting off for C tier, this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets kind of heated, I feel like. I just said ChatGPT he. Oh no, what kind of society are we in right now? ChatGPT says Lava Hound is a C tier card. It says that the C tier cards are normally balanced, but they can be aggressively annoying or frustrating under certain circumstances. I agree. When somebody is one game away from Grand Champion or Ultimate Champion, and you see them play all air cards with that Hound, you know it's done for if you don't have anti-air. So I agree with that one. Then we have Bowler up next in C tier with Lava Hound. We have Dark Prince and Hunter. Yeah, I feel like these cards definitely belong in the middle as well. Then we have the classic Mini P.E.K.K.A. Let me know if you guys already don't agree with this, and if you kind of already see a lot of your deck here, and you would say, you know what, I knew I didn't have a cringe deck because ChatGPT says so. And all of you who don't have a single card in your deck yet here, bro, you're cringe. Like, you already know the Hog Rider is going to be a while with a Mega Knight. Mega Knight's got to be S tier. Like, my predictions, I haven't looked at the full list yet, but Mega Knight and Hog Rider have to be an S tier. If Firecracker's not S tier, then ChatGPT has no idea what it's doing. Then we have some classic OGs again. We have Valkyrie. Oh my gosh. I just said it, but Firecracker. No. Do you guys agree that it belongs in C? Firecracker at least is A, right? That is insane that it's right next to Valkyrie. And Baby Dragon to finish the C tier. I don't understand how Valkyrie and Baby Dragon surround Firecracker, but maybe that's just me. All right, we're starting off B tier. Now we're going to get to some pretty cringe cards as we go forward from here. Starting off our B tier, we have the Flying Machine. So we're getting to a little more cringe, but not super cringe yet. We have the Flying Machine here. I would agree. I mean, I just fireball that dirty mug, that nasty machine, and we're good to go. Then we have Magic Archer, not the cannon, because I already said that, but the cannon cart. Electro Dragon, that's definitely up there, B or A, I would say, especially with the Evo. Royal Giant, though, next for B tier. Yeah, I would say it's cringe, but you just place some Barbarians down, unless it's evolved, obviously, or Fisherman, it's fine to me. Inferno Dragon, yeah, it's pretty cringe, but again, if you can block it from hitting the tower, you're fine. And we have the Goblin Drill as well. And this one is definitely going to be heated, debated. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you guys agree with the minor? I don't know. I feel like before they nerfed it, it would have been an A or S. But yeah, I think B is probably pretty fair. Let me know what you guys think. Should the minor have been nerfed? Should it be nerfed more? I want to know your guys' thoughts. But now we're going to move on to A and S. These are the cringe and the most cringe cards. You can already see. I know a lot of you guys are already scheming. You're already laughing because you see almost your entire decks down here. Let's go start with A. I agree with the evolution. Last season, I used it a lot. We start off A with Mommy, P.E.K.K.A. I used it a lot with Ram Rider and Rage. And yep, I agree that it can be cringe to play against. Let's be honest, the evolution healing so much makes it so annoying where it's overpopulated, especially this season. But yeah, I think A tier for P.E.K.K.A. is fair. Next, along with that, like I just said, is also cringe. Can you guess it? Ram Rider, the freaking ram screaming is annoying. I've even used it, but yeah, I agree that it's cringe. Then we have Graveyard. I feel like it's not too frustrating to play against, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I just haven't had too many bad experiences with it, but it can be frustrating with like a freeze or like a minor deck or something like that. Again, if I've said cringe way too many times, I'm sorry. Then we have Electro Wizard. I feel like that's not a super cringe card. When I think about cringe cards, I don't know if I agree with that one, but again, ChatGPT knows all, right? This one I think a lot of people are going to agree with, which ChatGPT says Witch is really cringe to play against, and I agree. Those stupid freaking skeletons that come out, those little Larrys. Interesting. I don't know, again, if I agree with Skeleton Barrel. Maybe you guys have had bad experiences to make that a cringe card, but we can close it off with Sparky. And then there's one more to put in this category. I want you guys to guess it. Obviously, Sparky is cringe. But yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys think about what the last one in A tier is. Not the most cringe of the cringe. Like, I knew Mega Knight was going to be in the top tier. You can already see what a lot of these are. But we have the Battle Healer. Let's be honest. When somebody has a Golem, Elixir Golem with that, which again also is going to be the top tier, it's just mega cringe to me. For S tier, again, you might be thinking there's way too many to be put in there. I just checked, and it looks like ChatGPT missed some cards. I'm going to list all the cards after we do through S tier, and we're going to have ChatGPT re-rank those as add them in as well. But let's see the top ones that it said were the most cringe at first. I swear, Mega Knight's got to be in this. Number 1, Balloon. I'm interested to see where the other cards are going to go that didn't make it into this original list, but Balloon, it is pretty cringe to play against. People just put Balloon Freeze and Lumberjack, so I agree right there. You already knew this was coming. We were born for this moment to know that Elixir Golem was S tier. I don't even need to explain it. Goblin Barrel, I feel like this probably used to be more cringe than it is now. Funny that it put these two cards together. I agree. I don't know anyone who wouldn't want to put Expo in the top, but it says Expo and Mortar. I'm wondering why it puts those together. I don't know. I don't know if Mortar's super annoying. I guess if you don't have a way to destroy it, it is pretty frustrating when that Mortar just keeps hitting your tower, but it's also an S tier. Here we go. I was wondering where these guys would be as well. It says Royal Hogs. Then one of the most popular cards of all time, Hog Rider, of course, another one that needs no introduction. Why is this a card? There's 2 more cards before I have to redo the list and add them to the remaining tiers. 2 more cards to talk about here. And the first one is the famous, of course, Electro Giant. Yeah, the Electro Giant, it is pretty cringe whenever you get it and you don't have a fisherman or something to counter or a building. And of course, number 1 on ChatGPT's list, I'm sure a lot of you guys are even skipping ahead of the video to find out what it is. It's the Mega Knight. Come on. Especially with evolution, I feel like the evolution isn't too broken, but it's just annoying that everybody's using it. Here we have the list from ChatGPT. Really interesting that like half the cards weren't even placed. And it's not like it only used the older cards. Maybe ChatGPT wasn't updated. Obviously, we're not doing the evolutions and these super cards. I just asked ChatGPT, where's the rest of the cards? You're absolutely right. I missed including all 116. All right, well, here we go. Now I think they're in this list. So we'll start back with F tier. Finally getting back to this and going back down to F tier. The first one it has that it missed earlier was Goblin Cage, Wizard, and Tornado. I have to disagree right there. Nothing's worse than when you're trying to get a balloon to a tower, something to a tower, a P.E.K.K.A. about to hit once to the tower, and somebody plays Tornado, or a Tornado Hog into the King Tower. Cringe. Also, it's just putting a ton of cards here. It thinks that so many of these cards aren't cringe as well. And the next one it has is Royal Recruits. I was wondering where some people would put them because somebody who mains them like me, I feel like they're not as bad, but if you hate going against them all the time, I could see how it's frustrating. So there's where the recruits are in F tier. It also has the famous Arrows and Fireball, the first 2 spells if I'm correct. I would say, yeah, I agree too. If somebody has those cards, you're never like upset. It's not ruining your day. Okay, if somebody arrows and it ruins your day, please get some help. Moving on to D tier, we have Fire Spirit added as well. We have the Heal Spirit, Poison, Minions, Barbarians. We got a lot more here. Let me know what you guys think as well. I feel like all these are pretty accurate so far, except Poison. Come on now. Fisherman, Skeleton Dragon, and that concludes our F and D tier. Let's go on to C. Right away, I see some added that should have been the first time as well. We have Snowball. This is one I want to know you guys' thoughts are for sure in C tier. Execution, I would say that's good, right in the middle, where it is pretty cringe, but also a lot of times you can just destroy it. Barbarian Barrel, Ice Wizard, Lumberjack, that one makes a lot of sense. I'm not surprised it's a little higher. And Royal Ghost, the thing goes invisible. Like, come on. And one of my favorite cards of all time, Golem. Maybe that should be in B, but C's fair. Again, tell me what you guys think right now. C, D, and F are completed. That means you just have B, A, and S. Bass left. I feel like there's going to be a lot of hiccups on this road. I feel like there's going to be a lot of disagreements coming up, but at the end of the day, a lot of these cards that are left are pretty cringe that we're going to talk about. Up next, the famous Rocket that got a big nerf last year. Rocket is going to be our first addition to the B tier as well. Rocket right next to Miner right there. Since they nerfed it on Crown Tower damage, it's not as cringe, but it's still like, come on. You can just press one tap on the screen and murk somebody's tower and troop anywhere on the map. Come on. This one I'm surprised. Rage. I guess it is frustrating when you combine it with another card, but obviously by itself, it just does a little bit of damage. How could ChatGPT forget in its first run around? The Prince coming up next. The Prince card is obviously an original OG from launch as well. I would say, yeah, especially with its dash increase recently, and then I know there was a little bit of a nerf. It definitely belongs in B tier next to Rage. Then we have Furnace. Now this is where I'm like, is ChatGPT thinking at all? Who's worried about a Furnace? Now, yes, I guess if you can't get it, if you can't stop it and it just keeps hitting fire spirits in your tower, it's frustrating. But most of the time, it's like a most unused card like Barb Hut. Where is Barbarian Hut? We gotta find this. You're not gonna believe it. It has Barb Hub and B as well. Come on, who's even worried about that? Put one fireball in that mug and we're fine. And that is B tier. We have A and S left. The first one in A is gonna be Mirror. This is so funny. So Mirror is an A tier next to Battle Healer. I like it because, yeah, you're never expecting it, and then boom, Amir's placed. Up next, I agree with this card as well. The Inferno Tower, like, let's talk about it for a second. When somebody places it and you're trying to do a P.E.K.K.A push and you're still kind of a noob, it's like, come on, man. This one's interesting as well. It says Zappies is an A tier next to Inferno Tower. I don't think I agree with that either. It also has Elite Barbarians in A. I might put them in S, but I agree that it's pretty cringe as well. And it has Freeze. Freeze is also something that you're not expecting, so I can understand that. You also have Three Musketeers and Princess. These are all cards that I could see could be really frustrating. I'm surprised not some that are not in S tier as well. Lastly, we have the last couple S tier cards. We have the Lightning Spell. I agree, whenever you're in overtime, you're trying to get the damage lead, and then boom, they just play a Lightning Spell. It's like, come on, bro. Giant Skeleton, I could see how certain memes could make that cringe. Night Witch, I agree with certain card concepts being together that could also be bad. And lastly, Goblin Giant. I think even with the Evo, that is more cringe, but if we understand correctly, we just need to zoom in here for a second as we conclude this for a second. As we conclude here and looking at this, do you guys agree with these S tier cards, A, B, C, D, E, F? And also, what happened to all these cards? I just want to know, what about all these cards, ChatGPT? Like, you don't think champions exist for this challenge? Now, I guess we're going to have to play a game and see if we can be the least cringe as possible with some of these cards, and then we're going to see if we can play the most cringe deck with some of these cards. So let's play a game, but really quick, I got a lucky drop to open for my first day, first time getting on here, and what we have is 114 Rascals. Woohoo! So here we have the decks from the tier list. This is the most fair, most fun to play against deck from ChatGPT. I just picked 8 of the cards, and here's the most cringe. I mean, look at this monstrosity, 5.3. Oof. The 3.81 for fair? Let's go. All right, guys, let's be as non-toxic as we possibly can. It was fair. Nobody said couldn't use evolutions, all right? This is my video, my rules. And so if you guys like this kind of content, the tier list and stuff like that, and me commentating, go ahead and like the video and let me know in the comments below. But let's see here. He's already using what I think personally is more cringe than the Royal Recruits, the Firecracker. I don't know how ChatGPT didn't think that was cringe. We're going to play Wizard. I don't even know what's the strategy here. At least I have arrows. I agree. I think the arrows are very fair. And we even did some damage on the right side. So let's see what this guy has. He also uses Wizard. I don't know, did it show the evolution symbol? We're going to get a hit or two on the Wizard and the Tower. We get 2 hits. That's clutch right there. And we have a really fun card. I feel like maybe this should be more cringe, the Ice Golem. But hey, again, ChatGPT made the content, not me. And Wizard does get 1 hit, sadly, but we're still ahead in damage here. I don't even honestly know the strategy. I'm just going to play our Fireball. Oh, I should have saved it for his Firecracker, but it's fine because the Musketeer will kill as long as he doesn't play anything else. Oh my gosh, look, he beat me to the cringe mode. He beat me. Let's go play Royal Recruits here. That should clean up everything right there, and we'll go ahead and play a Mega Minion as well for the extra damage because sadly the Electro Wizard is going to get it to where we barely clutch it up. We'll play Ice Golem here. That should defend enough, but that stupid Firecracker is available still. Spear Goblin's in the middle. Oh wait, the Firecracker. No! Maybe I'm taking it out because it is too fair of a deck to play against. Dude, he's definitely playing the most cringe card. Look at this. Look at this dude. I don't know why I didn't play recruits. I guess I'm saving for the Mega Knight. But this fair deck is more like an L deck so far. I need to save my recruits for his Mega Knight, but I'm also not sure what the strategy would be. Okay, because once the evolved Mega Knight hops on our recruits, he won't jump anymore. Yes, it does suck that he is going to take out basically all their health. But we're good. We're going to get some damage on the right side. You know what? Spear Goblins. This is what they're made for right now. And he plays a Goblin Gang. Okay. Somehow we're not losing by too much. And so what I'm going to do is play this right here. He's using just a classic Mega Knight Hog Rider. I don't even know honestly what the strat is. I'm just going to rush at the bridge because why not here? And if I can play an arrows on something, a fireball on his wizard. Does that kill his wizard? It doesn't. But they get some hits in the tower. And the Musketeer is going to help us get back in the lead, I think. We'll play Wizard. Oh, no, I don't have my recruits yet. We'll kite the Ice Golem. Or we'll kite the Mega Knight with the Ice Golem, which we should have been doing earlier. Mega Minion on that Wizard. Now, if he fireballs those troops, I think I'm done for. Does that make... Hog Rider got another hit. And the Mega Knight. Guys, I promise I'm not this bad. No, I'm pretty trash. Okay, well, we took an L with the... Wait, you're saying there's a chance. Look, he's crying. You know, we'll give him clap. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to play an Ice Wizard. Ice Wizard. That's how cooked I am right now. A regular Wizard. And that's it because he's going to get it no matter what. And again, here is the deck. I don't know what we're going to do with 5.3, but we're going to have a lot of fun. I mean, seriously, what is this deck? This guy has no idea what he's getting into. Look at these 4 cards. I feel like the least cringe one is definitely the Night Witch. And I just got a lot of big, beefy boys here. If he's got like some fast cycle deck, we're definitely done for. Bro. What is this with the freaking Hog Riders at the bridge? I guess that's what you get playing this game mode. Playing this game. Look at my elixir right now in my cards. I have nothing small except the elixir golem, and that just gives them elixir. So he's gonna play Mini P.E.K.K.A. We'll do this to support the P.E.K.K.A. or to support the Mega Knight. That Electro Wizard will get 1 hit. Okay, he plays skeletons, but I think we're gonna get a bat hit or 2. Yep, on the tower. Oh, 3, 4. And that's it. 4 hits. Okay, so we're ahead in the lead there. We're going to play Electro Giant just to get a little bit of extra oomph on one of those goblins, because what else was I supposed to play besides the defensive E-Giant? And I'm not an Expo player. I have never stooped that low before, but we're about to. You're about to witness history. We're going to play a defensive Expo right here. So it starts laying out the Electro Wizard, but it doesn't reach the Tesla. At least now his Hog Rider will go towards that. We have some kind of building. I don't have any air. I don't have any air. I gotta go for the Hog Rider. I only have Witches, Bats for air. Oh, this isn't looking good. This isn't looking good. I should have picked a better air card. Defensive Mega Knight Evo. He didn't even hit the thing. Okay. So what I think we should do is, oh, please jump on them. Please jump on those skeletons. Okay, we're chilling. Those skeletons are going to die. We're going to play Royal Hogs all the way to the tower because Electro Wizard can only stop 2 of them. Yeah, this deck, like, there's no way I'm going to win, right? But I believe. We'll do Giant Skeleton, Night Witch. If we don't lose tower here, it's an absolute win to me. Hog Rider. I'm starting to think maybe ChatGPT isn't as reliable as people think. Maybe helping with your homework, but no air defense. Oh, I do have E-Giant. So that's what I'll play. I'll play an E-Giant here in front of this. Oh, I need my Expo. I haven't even played. Yeah, we're cooked with this one. At the end of the day, we had to take an L because we're just not used to playing cringe toxic decks like that, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know again if you agree or disagree with ChatGPT. Maybe you can use your homework for it, but not Clash Royale. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.